dentists, teachers, right? I don't see parents wanting their kids in classrooms with a robot. How does that work? That's not a human touch at all. That's not a human understanding. That's a whole different thing you're talking about. That's like, I can see them being an assistant, an accessory, something of that kind, but they're not going to take over the entire job market. And I'll give you an example, Trent. The little company started by my friend with $250 2 years ago. 3 months ago, she had her first $50,000 month. This month is $150,000. This is how fast AI is moving. She's hired, what now, a dozen people, and she allows people to give classes on what they know about AI, and they get a percentage of the money from the class that they give. You have to get in pockets of people. I know you talk to the big wigs, but you also have to get into pockets of people who are actually doing things with AI and making it happen, and keeping people working, and giving them an out from jobs they don't want to do anymore. There's lots of people who do not want their 9 to 5 anymore, and they're happy to switch over to AI, task with AI, and get it done. And that's all I can tell you. I know that's just what it is.
So it's not. So I do talk to smaller AI companies. A lot of these companies are pretty small. But to give you an idea of the scale that we're talking about, Quinn. And again, this is not Trent Cannon saying this. There are multiple high-tech CEOs that are talking about that, from Elon Musk to Mark Cuban to the other guy that just spoke at TED, that see the possible technological recession. Here's an easy one though. Nvidia just hit a $4 trillion market cap. That is large. It is larger than any other company in history. It is actually now larger than Google and Meta combined in market cap. Nvidia only employs 36,000 people. And so what you're going to see, again, is a concentration of wealth at the top. And I'm in complete agreement with you, April, is we're going to need to change our work hours from 40 hours a week, standard work hours, down to 32 to 30 hours a week. We're going to need to make some changes in order to have a full employment. And as this comes into the next election cycle between 2020, 32, it's going to be a significant part of this.
The black men speak now from this open. So we're going to transition over there.
And the answer I need to go to other stage, lunch over the.
And somebody post the link, please.
It's kind of program to come here then, right?
I'm fine.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because I'm scared, it's.
Hey, I'm gonna beat you up.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, if somebody can give me the link, please, so we can shut down this room. Let's see. Sure. Not out of the room. Let me see if he messaged me in my inbox. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, I don't see it.
Luce, how would you describe your political lean?
I'm a black supremacist.
You're a black supremacist? Where do you live? Cleveland?
In the dirty South USA.
Atlanta?
People call it the Stanky Wake.
Interesting. And what do you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking?
Union trade, skilled construction.
It's amazing that you asked and answered that, because there are 11 states. There are 11 states in the South that have no minimum wage. So I find it interesting that you represent unions, but yet are in the South where there is no minimum wage.
Okay, well, as I pointed out, a year or two ago, the raising of minimum wage and social safety nets is preceded by the eradication of the black taxpayer base in each of these states. So the northern states are also anti-black, but once they gentrify the black demographic out down to, say, less than 10%, as I pointed out, suddenly all the wages of all the union whites come back in. So it's predicated on a racial metric.
I'm in California. Did you want to say what state you're actually in?
It's in Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta. Thank you.
So I got another question. So when you say you're a black,
Once again, California is not pro-black.
Hold on. Do not interrupt me. I want to engage with this because this is interesting. We don't typically get the honor of having somebody quite as, it'll be nice, as unique as you are. Explain to me, what do you mean exactly when you say you're a black supremacist?
Oh, that's it. Okay, well, that means I look out for the safety, prosperity, and welfare of black children above all other priorities. That's it.
Okay. So what's supreme about that?
What is more important than that?
Well, I would think that, taking care of, and if taking care of children is something that is on your heart, then I like, the idea that, a race would be prioritized over, let's just say the need itself. I think that's a weird take. You're entitled to it. Everybody's entitled to their weird takes, but let me ask you this: if somebody was to say, "Hey, I want to prioritize the needs of white children over all else," how would you refer to that?
A humanitarian.
That would be a white supremacist, but even that's not being fully honest. White supremacy focuses on white males above every other member of their community. That's historically true for thousands of years.
I would refer it as unconstitutional. That's how I would refer to it.
Why would that be unconstitutional?
Because you're developing a political premise over the color of someone's skin.
So you don't think America needs stronger white people?
Whenever you make a political policy or make a business decision based on the color of someone's skin, it's not only racist prejudice, but it's against the First Amendment. It's against the your civil rights. You're violating someone's civil rights.
So let me ask you this, Uncle Steve. Do you feel like tanning salon regulations is unconstitutional?
It depends what those regulations are. Do they violate someone's civil rights?
Absolutely.
Explain how.
Because you cannot go from one hue to another, okay, without the government's interference. So inherently, I feel like tanning salon regulations are unconstitutional.
What does that have to do with the color of someone's skin?
What do you mean? Tanning salons definitely have to do with the color of somebody's.
Once again, I'm not aware that tanning salons refuse to admit or go after people based on the color of their skin.
No, but the regulation as far as going from one skin tone to the other is heavily regulated by the government.
And what is that regulation exactly?
You have a certain amount of UV rays, okay, that cannot go into tanning beds. You have a certain
what does the certain amount of UV rays have to do with the color of someone's skin?
Well, because if the UV rays were more efficient in browning that said skin, right, then now we're cooking, right?
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Listen, Akima, you don't have a tanning salon membership, okay? Stay out of it.
I don't need one, sir.
Interesting that how you just answered was if. When we talk about whether or not someone's civil rights are violated, we generally don't say if this, then that. Fact of the matter is, there's nothing about tanning salons that discriminate against the color of someone's skin.
We can agree to disagree, okay? Meanwhile, they is spray tanning.
We don't have to agree to disagree. I just cited case law. Bro, what are you talking about?
Well, give me the case law. I didn't hear what you said. What's the case law?
The Mann Act, the prosecution of the Mann Act. What was it? The Dred Scott decision and commentary from that fucking judge. The United States has never pursued constitutional equality or fairness for every race and population within the United States demographic.
What does that have to do with tanning salons?
You said it was unconstitutional to target someone based on their skin tone and hue and all this.
Yes, I absolutely did.
Am I right?
Now, hold on. I'll give you my sites. I'll give you my sites. The Civil Rights
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Listen. Let's try to think of a conversation the way that I think of food. Like, I try to keep my food separated, unless I'm eating a burrito and then I'll put all the ingredients inside the tortilla. But on a plate of food, I try to keep, like, my protein and if you have fruit on the table, you got to keep it separate. You don't want the food to touch. Let's do that with our words. Where one person will speak and then the next person will speak after that. I don't want the words to touch. Is that?
I am humbly apologize. I'm sorry. I got excited. Please forgive me. The 1964 Civil Rights Act makes it against the law to discriminate against people because of the color of their skin. There's also the advanced Title VII, Title IX, which took place in the 70s, which not only has been applied to AIDS, but it's been applied to whistleblower, color of someone's skin, race, religion, age, or race. It is against the law. In fact, we saw one of the most recent ones was the guy that didn't want to make the wedding cake, right, for the couple because they were bi or gay or lesbian or whatever.
Which, by the way, should be their choice.
I'm just telling you what the law is.
Right. Well, here's the thing that's weird, right? It's like if I'm a fucking cake maker or whatever it is, like I shouldn't even have to give a reason. And this is the other thing. You'd stay out of trouble if you didn't give a reason. Like, let's say somebody came in and I was just like, fuck, he's wearing Pumas. I don't like Pumas. Fuck people who wear Pumas. I'm not making this motherfucker's cake. Like, I should be able to just be like, yeah, I'm not making this fucking cake. I don't want to. Like the fact that you should be forced into labor to do something against your will is fucking weird. It's also equally weird that somebody would not want to make a cake for somebody because of their sexuality. That's also bizarre. I don't understand that, but I think they should have the right to disagree.
Yeah, and I'll just land it here. For someone to come in here, and I think I understood him correctly, to say that the Civil Rights Act does not apply to this, that, or the other, that's either plain ignorance or the dude is just trolling.
Well, I'm going to say that based on what we've heard so far, ignorance is probably the leading part.
I mean, I didn't even make that statement, so I don't know what he's arguing against. I just told him the United States has been unconstitutional for the entirety of its history. They have made public statements and legal statements of their unconstitutionality the whole time.
Well, actually, this is the first time he said that. This is the first time he said that.
That's why I went back to the Manifest Destiny. It started on Manifest Destiny. That's the 1800s. I brought up the How Eugenics Erased Black History. That's a documentary that's free to the public right now. It's 2 years old. The guy has 51,000 primary research documents proving the United States government and the white population of the United States crowdfunded modern Nazism as early as the 1820s. These people have never been constitutional, and we're going to have to rip that Band-Aid off and stop saying these stupid statements.
All right. Well, let's examine
a white supremacist terror state and has always been so in their own recorded government documents since the early 1820s. That's where the conversation is now.
Hold on. Sure. Hold on, real quick. Luz, how many countries are there on planet Earth?
Last time I heard, like 180 something.
Yeah, that's correct. And for the record, one of them is not Palestine. Just like to get that out there. But let me ask you this: if this country was founded on white supremacy, and it's always been bad, and particularly it's been bad for people that you identify with. My question for you is, why would you choose to live here?
Well, I personally didn't choose to live here. We were brain trained.
Are you an adult?
Yes.
And you do have freedom of movement, correct?
Incorrect.
You don't have freedom of movement. You couldn't decide to move somewhere else.
I don't have the funds to move somewhere reparations. If you gave me all my reparations, I'd gladly move to another continent.
Wait, hold on. There's plenty of places that are much cheaper to live. If you took the money that's in your pocket, which probably isn't a lot, you could go somewhere like Thailand and you could live like a king.
I've already researched Thailand. Thailand is just as racist as over here.
Interesting. So what you're saying is when you've done your research, you found that there's no perfect place. But what you've decided to do is live in the place. So you've decided to live in the one place that you think is the worst.
I just said, I didn't say there was no perfect place. I said I can't afford to move there yet.
So you're planning to leave?
If I'm given the opportunity, yeah. Like, why would I stay here?
Look, if it could be enforced, I would leave the GoFundMe to get your fucking ass out of here. That's for damn sure. But the problem is, you would come back. You would come crawling back. You would come begging back. You know how I know this? You know how I know this?
First of all,
because you're free to leave. You're free to leave, and you choose to stay. The reason you choose to stay,
this is my land. You're on my territory.
The reason you choose to stay is because in 2025, there's not a planet on Earth that would give you more opportunities, and that's a fucking fact.
You mean the currency exchange rate? Like, yeah, that is biased towards the American empire for centuries. That's why people come here in the first place. I've done my research on that too. That's the only reason people brain drain out to this shithole, because they think it's a land of opportunity. It's a higher heritage. It's a market manipulation strategy for anybody in East America, South America, the Caribbean, even the damn EU people. I've spoken to white people from the EU. They take it as a currency exchange scam. They come over here, take their free education in Germany and France, and they fly out to America to make American dollars, and then they shove that back towards their own projects around the globe.
Yeah,
they don't want to be here.
That's some kind of brain.
Profitable to do it.
Some kind of brain. That's some kind of brain that flows to the shithole place.
Yeah, it's the
Luce, hold on. A few questions. I want to just get to the bottom of this. So, first of all, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Are you a heterosexual? Are you a heterosexual?
I'm sorry, what does that have to do with...
you'll know, because I'll have a follow-up question. I'm asking you, are you a heterosexual?
I mean, I sexually identify as a lesbian, if that's what you're asking.
You're a lesbian. Okay. So, do you plan on having kids? Do you have a plan on having kids?
Not in this economy. Like I said, it's pretty
Got it. Okay, then this is fine. Because I would just say that if you believe that this country is as bad as it is, if you were to bring children into the world, into a place that you believe is that bad, I would say that that's akin to child abuse. And so I'm glad. Maybe you should go get sterilized. Maybe you should get yourself fixed to make sure that you can never have kids, so you don't have to worry about bringing them into this big scary world that you live in. The country, by the way, that you are free to leave but choose to stay.
Yeah, people say
I'm not free to leave. I don't have my money.
Speaks louder than words. Action speaks louder than words.
Yeah, and money talks louder than your opinion.
Exactly.
When I get my money, I don't have to listen to your ideas.
So you prioritize. So you prioritize. Hold on, Hanson. Hold on, Hanson. Hold on. So he prioritizes money over these other things that he's complaining about. So when you start thinking about what his first principles are, it's not the things that he was mentioning and complaining. It's about money. Money is the thing that's the most important to him, and he will endure a place that he believes is completely unfair to him, because, which by the way, is the place that gives him the greatest opportunity. You can't make up this kind of dumb shit.
The greatest opportunity that's in Europe. It gives me the most bang for my buck. That's what the currency exchange rate is about.
Exactly.
That's the unanimous opinion of multiple other people brain drain to the USA instead of the EU.
The action speaks louder than that's why you're here.
No, I was brought here, and me and my siblings were brought here as children because we were a brain drain asset that may have gone to the EU. So the United States Embassy intervened and expedited. The U.S. government intervened and expedited our brain drain.
Or you're so smart that you stayed at where where it's best for you.
Okay, can I interrupt?
So they intervened.
Please do. Hey, Lou's the white woman speaking. Go ahead and yield.
So that we could not go to the European Union. That's what they did when we were children. We found out years later. That's just called kidnapping nowadays.
Okay. Some of the people that were involved in this conversation, I started looking stuff up. And when somebody makes a broad statement about the South, sometimes I look up the facts. There are states that apparently don't have a minimum wage, so they take the federal minimum wage, and they are not all Southern. Okay, let's make that clear. And then we were talking about terrible places where police don't want to go. There was an apartment complex in the community I live in that was so dangerous that if they went in to try to arrest someone, the people that lived in the apartment would start throwing bottles at the police. And to go in there and actually do anything, they had to call in the ATF from Dallas to actually make arrests. So, sometimes people make statements that may be true, but okay, based on what? We had a young policeman that wanted to be a really good guy, and the people took his gun away from him and killed him with it. Okay, I've made my point. Hello, Mojo, how are you today, honey?
I'm wonderful, and I'm being entertained by a product of the junior college system. Luce, keep entertained.
Is that your only input?
Yeah, no, you're fascinating in how ignorant you are, but continue.
I mean, you had people on stage who didn't know where the U.S. Constitution and Bill of Rights were modeled on, and the Founding Fathers had commentary on that 300 years, less than 300 years ago. That's your American white Anglo-Saxon history. You don't know it, but you're calling a Caribbean person who studies everybody's history ignorant.
Correct. That's what I'm calling you. Yes, I'm calling you ignorant.
Yeah. Where's that gentleman who talked about Pocahontas? He doesn't know Indian policy for diplomacy. That's American history. Anglo-Saxons recorded all that nonsense. I didn't do it. My caravan ancestors didn't do it. Your ancestors did it. You should read your own ancestors' history before you call other people ignorant. It makes you look stupid.
You know what? We have an educational system that doesn't really want to educate people because they want to subjugate us. Okay. It's always fascinating to be here. I gotta go. You guys are great.
Yeah, read more, talk less. That's a basic mantra I'm going to have to start repeating in more rooms and spaces. Read more, speak less.
That's very interesting that you would say that people should read more and talk less. So with all of your vast reading, you came to the conclusion that race is the most important thing. So you're a self-identified black supremacist, and you live in a country that's never done any good in the world, and you refuse to leave because you're broke. This is your...
Correct. Racial discrimination is a problem for black workers in the U.S. of A. because you have an apartheid state. You have racial discrimination on the job.
Didn't you say that you were a union construction worker?
Correct. And I didn't even land on that point. The union down here in the dirty South of Stanky Wanky is operated and headed by KKK membership. It is not some bastion of...
Why didn't you join it? Why didn't you join it? Why did you join it?
To get my union benefits, multiple pensions, health coverage, all the stuff you can't find in the right-to-work environments of all these dirty South states. because they're shitholes. They're
So you work for the KKK. You're a
without union membership, you are just in another Asian sweatshop nation. That's it. There's no difference. You don't have any coverage. You don't have any social.
Hold on. Let me talk to you. Hold on. Hey, pause. I want to talk to the most educated person on the stage, which is Hanson. Hanson, you know something about Asian countries, and I would imagine that you have some good condemnation. You made a choice, a conscious decision to come to the U.S. Can you explain your position on why you think the U.S. is a great place?
Well, because I think I have a good brain, and good brain people go to the place that's most favorable to them. And that's a simple choice. And I think Lou is a simple, like I said before, either he doesn't have a brain and stay in the shithole, or he's too smart and he wants to stay in the best place in the world.
Yeah, pretty much. George, what do you want to add to this?
Yeah, I just think this one, the fact that I hear the word dumb from black people on Clubhouse much more than other people. So I would love to get a strike.
Hopefully everything will be fine.
Luce, do you run into this often where you jump into a room and everybody realizes that you're the most ignorant person in the room? Is this a frequent thing for you?
Yes, I do racial audits for the last two and a half years. So I understand COINTELPRO. I understand the nuances of how moderation is pretty much assigned to dismiss whatever a black intelligent man corrects in the social narrative. That's why you don't bring up the Iroquois Confederacy. People like you are posted by the CIA, NSA, ATF, DEA, FBI, all these different police surveillance authorities.
Well, hold on. What do I have to do with those organizations? Walk me through.
You all are in lockstep with all these fascist surveillance state entities, pretending you are a free American white man. Anytime you say something against the state, they can shut your channel down like that, like any third world African dictatorship. Identical symbols. Do you understand now? It's like nothing said in
Luce, you clearly don't know who you're talking to. The idea that you think that I'm pro-surveillance state. In fact, while you fucking sit here in your hypocrisy, I actually go out and do things to fight against the systems that I dislike. What I would never do, if I were in your shoes, is go and work for the KKK. By the way, why anybody would go work for the KKK? That's crazy. You talk about how the country is based on white supremacy. You refused to leave it, and you took a job working for the KKK. You might be the dumbest person I've ever encountered on this app, and that's it.
I'm sorry. Trade unions advertise their involvement in the KKK, or because I have ad block on all my devices, I don't.
There's no upside. Like anybody who wants to talk to KKK, there's no upside.
I don't consume your commercial propaganda and media like a common slave, so I don't know if you're advertising.
Hold on. No, listen. You're the one that brought to the table that the union that you work for is ran by KKK members. You were the one that brought that point up. Hold on. Listen. That is essentially the same thing as seeing a slave boat about to depart from Portugal to Brazil, and then just running, sprinting, and jumping onto that boat and saying, "Please take me." That's essentially what you've done. You have set back your people. You have set back your people 500 fucking years. You're disgusting.
Where's the commercial that says join the trade unions. We collaborate with the KKK, a known domestic terrorist group.
You said that. No, you said that, retard. Listen, I'm done. I can't deal with this level of stupidity. He literally said that he works for a construction trade union and that the union leaders are members of the KKK. This is his claim. Now he wants to walk it back because he realizes that he is the biggest race traitor in the history of Clubhouse. This guy literally said that he will sell himself out for money and go work for the KKK. Like, you can't make this shit up. You can't. And he identified himself as a black supremacist. He's a black supremacist that works for the KKK. I hope that guy's trolling, because if not, it's scary to think that there's people that stupid that walk the streets of America. David, you been drinking today?
No, I'm fine, but I'm listening, and it's but that's actually I want to hear his response with all due respect to him, even though he sounds very very KKK-ish. I'm not gonna say he's
okay, David. I'm gonna do something that I would never consider doing under normal circumstances. I'm gonna moderate you so you can bring him up, because I can't bring him back up. So let me go ahead and moderate.
Don't mind me.
No, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. You got the bean now. You got to bring him up.
Okay, who do I have to bring up?
Loose. You got to bring up Loose. And I'm going to sit back and listen to this conversation, because this might be funny. The drunkest guy in Clubhouse versus the stupidest guy in Clubhouse. Let's bring it. Let's do that.
You know, for the record, I have a PhD. Okay.
I didn't say you were the dumb one, David. You were the drunk one. Just for clarity.
Just for the record, I've debated people with PhDs on their own spaces. PhDs don't say.
Did you tell the people with PhDs that you work for the KKK and you're a black supremacist?
No. Why would I come from that?
Well, maybe you should say that, because that means
I don't work for the KKK. They run all the trade unions. That's just the state of the economy in the USA.
Okay, that's not an answer. That's not an answer. With all due respect, that's not an answer.
I mean, what am I supposed to do? I'm not the FBI. That's their fucking job. Like, last time I heard, the FBI is supposed to be investigating the KKK. They're not. Or else they would have already detected all these union meetings.
Well, hold on. You want them to investigate your employer? The one that gives you money? Hold on. Your employer, the one that gives you money, and the money is your excuse of why you won't leave this country that you say you hate so much? I mean, by the way, hold on. By the way, I've done the voice matching. I now know who you are. And when I park, I'm going to go ahead and post your main profile to the top of the room so everybody can know who you are. Hopefully you're trolling. Hopefully this is your troll account. But I've done the voice match, and it's very fucking fascinating. People are going to be very
an alternative account. I've been on here for 2 years. It's the same account.
No, we will allow the people to decide, because we will play recording. No, it's not toxic, because he doesn't go by his real name in the other profile either. But he's got. Hold on. Let me tell you guys. This is a guy that in his photograph, you guys might have seen him. He's got. I'll pull it up when I park. But he's got this picture of himself in a blue suit, and he's holding something. I don't remember. But he used to go into the rooms and try to be like a success guru and all this kind of fucking shit. Now he's on this fucking account trolling, and like dead ass, it's the same fucking guy. And he's probably really embarrassed now that he fucking knows that he got caught. But we'll do a fucking room. We'll play that voice. Hopefully you guys are. I'm not recording this room, but we'll play because I found 2 rooms that he's been in where there's replays on, and then you guys can do your own homework and detective work. You're not gonna slip one by me. I've been on this fucking app for 5 fucking years, and the one thing I've developed is a keen fucking ear. A keen fucking ear. And so, anyways, you're caught, homeboy. The gig is.
That's right.
All right, Hanson. Let's bring it home here. What's good with you, bro?
Hey, not much. Yeah, just busy right now. But I think overall, the country, at least kind of reverse the cause
Which country?
of certain doom. And so we'll see how, whether it's...
Which country? Which country are you talking about?
Sorry?
Which country are you talking about?
This country, this great country of the United States of America.
Okay, with the current president, President Trump, right?
Right, yes. He reversed the cause, arrested the descent to this.
No, what does that mean? What is the descent?
Because over the decades have left libtards corruption and sabotage.
I don't think the R word. So, no offense.
Say again. I didn't hear.
I don't think you can say the R word. I mean, it's not nice.
Huh? Sorry, I've never. What are you saying? I just heard half of the sentence. Otherwise, it will descend into a shithole, and even Lou will leave. At least Lou has a half a brain, knows which place is good for him.
Well, that's not nice. Let's not talk about like somebody's intelligence. Like, I have 2 PhDs, but
David, I got a question for you. If you didn't like the neighborhood you lived in, wouldn't you get out of it?
Probably yes.
Yeah. And so if you thought that where you lived, that the entire system was designed to oppose you, wouldn't you do everything in your power to get out from under that?
It depends, right? Because when I lived in New York City, I understand that there was probably better places to live, but I chose to live there, so.
Well, that just says New York City is still better than the place that you need.
Well, no, that's not a fair assumption. No.
Why is it not a fair assumption? That's just action speaks louder than words.
No, because I lived there because I chose to live there.
Exactly. You chose it because it's better for you.
No, well, it's better because it's, again, no offense to anyone in the room, but it's the best place to live, so.
Yeah, it is. It's for you.
Well, not just for me, not just for me, but a lot of people.
Yeah. You're speaking for a lot of people. I'm just saying, at least for you.
There's 8.5 million people that live there.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. You cannot speak better than what you were saying.
Yeah, so you're kind of proving the point that people put themselves in the position that's best for them, right? And so what that gentleman said, the best thing for him was to live in Atlanta, work as a construction worker in a union where the union leaders were members of the KKK. His words.
Yeah, but again, no offense to anybody who works in that way, but again, no offense, but I don't really care about somebody who works that way. Like when it comes to America, like you know, if you want to be like a guy that actually was like hard that way, I don't want. No offense again. Do you really have value? Like is your like what you're doing? Does it actually have value? I don't think so. No offense.
What it has value? What do you mean?
I don't think they have value. I don't know. Again, no offense, and hard worker, but they don't really have value in the same way that
who has no value. I mean, why are you speaking in half sentences?
I will say, if you ask like Joe Schmo, like what is your actual purpose in America, I would guarantee you, or I would venture to guess, like they have no value. With all due respect.
Maybe no value. They chose to.
They don't have value. Because we ask them like, okay, so if you ask like layperson,
what's the value? I mean, the thing is,
well, what do they do? What do they do every single day? Ask them.
Make a living. How's that not
No,
value?
I would say ask them what do they do every single day that actually contributes to the American positive affirmation.
Well,
they probably don't have it. They don't have a good reason.
Contribution to the society.
No, I disagree.
What's your value?
How dare you?
Why? What do you mean?
I have 2 PhDs, so like I know.
How dare you?
I mean, I'm not gonna answer that question.
Yeah, you have no value as well, I guess.
No, first of all, I have 2 PhDs, so like I'm very well established, like in what I do and what I can't do.
I mean, but does that mean you have value?
Well, it just means like no offense to anyone who doesn't, but I have more important sources like Joe Schmo. Joe Schmo is not doing a good job.
Alright, fine. That's I'm not gonna.
אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיום הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ומקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על יסוד ביתך ומשעריך.
I'm not sure as far as you are, David.
If you have an EBT card, today is the last day to apply for the SNAP Auto Relief Program, which offers full coverage.
What's up, man?
לאדוני אלוהינו הרחמים והסליחות לאדוני אלוהינו הרחמים והסליחות אל נא תשת עלינו חטאת חטאנו צורנו סלח לנו יוצרנו שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אדוני
want to learn Greek, I want to speak Hebrew. They said, oh, we have this excellent program. It's a 6-month ulpan, like real ulpan.
Shirley, but a gilf is a grandmother I'd like to fuck. But we have Shirley is the app's G-gilf, which is the great grandmother that, and I don't have to finish it, but yeah.
And I could be, I'm not officially a great grandmother, but I could be.
Look, you guys don't realize this stuff, man. Like there's not many women like Shirley. Like, she is aging like fine wine. The rest of you women, you get all wrinkly. You can see it in the neck. You can see it in the hands. Shirley is, not only is she classy, she's beautiful, and you know what? She's thoughtful. When she gets in these conversations, she hears people dropping nonsense. You know what she does? She goes and fact checks that shit. And then she comes back and says, you know, I heard what you said. I looked it up and you're full of shit. I love Shirley. Shirley's like, she's everything. Shirley is the only reason I come back to club.
You are an absolute charming human being.
Shirley, with all due respect, I want to just say, like, I do not want to, I've heard other people having, certain situations saying certain things, but I choose not to, and, I think, yeah, you're a very nice woman, you know, it's 2025, and, like, everyone...
Why do you pronounce woman so weird? Is it so fucking rare for you to see one or to talk to one?
With all due respect, it's 2025, so, like, if somebody wants to be a person, and who am I to judge?
David, the reason Roger is so charming is because he realizes that when you're a grandmother, it's nice for someone to respect you like
See, that's nice. That's nice. I like it. Yes.
So you guys, we got a special guest on the stage. We have Tiger. Tiger is a representative of the CCP, and Tiger also believes that it's humorous if a woman gets raped. His words, not mine. Tiger, do you have any comments?
Never gets old for you, doesn't it?
No. Exposing your rapey ass, it never gets old to me. Thank you, Tiger, for participating.
Can I say something? I'm not defending Tiger, by the way.
Well, hold on, David. Before you go, just understand that this man, and we have the receipts to prove it, said that he hopes Kelly gets raped, and he would find that amusing for Kelly to get raped. This is what Tiger said.
Yeah, that's not nice. Tiger,
your brain cells are too few.
I'm sorry,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, you should not say that. Yeah, it's very not nice. Okay. But, Tiger, as somebody who deals in China, like, I've done business in China, but I'm willing to hear, like, Tiger's point of view, even though, like...
Tiger, what's your ethnic background?
Don't let it from a
What is your mother's
What's
name?
that? What's your ethnic background?
Not enough stuff to talk about, but frankly,
What ethnicity are you?
serious.
Huh?
I feel like
Are you gonna sidestep me like a little bitch?
Whoa.
this is sometimes I'm not as interested. So why don't
Yeah,
you
you
guys
sassy little bitch. Shut the fuck up. You sassy little bitch.
Okay, let's be nice, because like I understand, like somebody just I can't.
No, bro.
I think this is in China, so I get it. Like,
Hold on, everyone mute up. Everyone mute up. No, everybody mute up. That includes you. Everyone mute up. Find the mute button. Thank you. For those of you that want to talk shit to JB, the man's on the fucking stage right now. He's on the stage. Why don't you raise your hand and say what you gotta say? Like, it's so weird to me that people, like, if you want smoke, go get the smoke. JB, you're up for the smoke, right? If I bring up your haters, you good with this?
If they bring up my haters, they'll be nobody in the VIP section. But I don't care.
No, isn't it weird though that they like, because this happens with me too. People talk shit about me, and when I'm not in the room, or they'll talk shit in the chat.
about you all the time. Right?
Yeah. Listen. You're a creepy, racist, fucking communist.
Whoa.
So I don't give a fuck. But it's just weird that like the haters, like they don't want to really engage. They really don't want to get engaged. They want to take the fucking side. They want to throw something at you while they're moving. You know what I mean? They don't want to stand in front of you. Nobody's man enough to stand there and take the fucking punches. I don't understand.
Roger, with all due respect, like I'm not a show for the CCP, but your boy Tiger, somebody who represents the CCP, maybe we should listen to like his perspective.
So wait, hold on. You want to listen to the guy that said that?
I'm not defending him. No, I would never defend the CCP.
No. That's not what I asked. Why don't you listen? How many martinis have you had today?
I don't think martinis. But thank you.
What do you drink? Manhattans, old fashions?
I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, it's one of those. I hit it. I can tell by the giggle. I hit one of them.
He's drinking a Cosmopolitan.
So David, here's a question for you. Why do you want to hear more from the guy that said that one of the most lovable people on this entire app that he wants to see her get raped? Why would you want to hear that person's perspective? What is it about a person that holds those opinions that you want to hear their perspective?
If he said that, I mean, that's not appropriate. So like I would endorse that. Did it really say that?
He legitimately said it, and he doesn't deny it.
Okay.
If I brought him back up, he'd say it again.
Yeah, that's not nice. So, like, no, I do not endorse that, obviously. Like, I don't know.
Hey, Mojo, how much, you picked the charity, how much do I have to send it to Zealot to kick David off the stage? If I have to hear this guy keep talking drunk, I'm going to fucking take a fork to my eye.
David's one of these people that I see the hand raised, and I think to myself, like, can I fucking handle this right now? And then I tend to bring him up, but he can vouch for this. He almost always lasts less than 60 minutes. It could be a room that lasts for fucking 6 days. I don't think he's ever made it more than an hour in one of my rooms.
It's funny you say that because I get the same feeling when he comes to my spaces. Do I want to deal with this idiot right now? See, if he's sober, I could deal with him. He's actually quite smart. But when he's drunk, he just doesn't shut the fuck up.
This is the weird thing about David. We probably shouldn't say these things out loud in Nick's company, but David really is a fucking bright guy. I've been in rooms with him twice in my clubhouse time here, and where he's been sober. And he's actually very educated, very intelligent.
Thank you, Roger.
And he has great insights. but then he's got this addiction thing that I hope he gets help for. But like it's like I don't know. Listen, I'm not gonna tell you stop drinking. I don't preach temperance. That's a personal decision. No, let me finish. Let me fucking finish. But what I would advise you to do is like just come on the fucking clubhouse when you're sober. Why not do that?
Well, Roger, I have my therapist, right? I have my thing with my therapist coming in a couple of days, so like, you know, I'll figure it out. So it's not a big deal.
Well, listen, all bullshit aside, if you ever want to talk about that stuff, I had the same issue and I conquered it. It wasn't easy, and so legitimately, like no homo, reach out if you want to talk.
That's nice. That's nice.
Oh man, where'd the fucking guy go that works for the KKK? How come he Instagram? I need him back.
You sure about Cardano?
No. There's a black supremacist that hates the United States since it's a slave colony, but he works for a union construction company, and the union leaders are members of the KKK. So a black supremacist, he works for the KKK. It was fascinating. It was maybe one of the dumbest yet fascinating conversations in Clubhouse history. Yeah, I said the same thing, Father Drew.
That's right.
And I'm not exaggerating. Is it like Hakima? Am I exaggerating? That's what he said, right? No.
Oh yeah, I went back my phone. Yeah, no, he said.
Yeah. I mean, Hakima's got, I think, some legitimate gripes about the U.S. and I think Hakima doesn't get the credit that he deserves for being reasonable most of the time. Like, Hakima, I'm not going to pick on you here, but I will say, Clubhouse has this tendency where if you have a crash out, and you probably do it like once a week or so, people will then remember that, and or they'll, you know, like I like to remind you of like, you're the same guy that believes in flat Earth. It's like we give the least charitable version of a person, but I think for most conversations, I think you're actually pretty reasonable. I just think that like packed into that are some of the most absurd thoughts I've ever heard in my fucking life. But like 95% of the time, I think you're reasonable.
I am. I mean, you might disagree with me, but even when I crash out, it's not me picking on nobody. It's me defending myself, and I might go over the top, but it's not. I'm never just bothering anyone or picking on anyone ever. That's not me.
You know what I've always assumed? I just always assumed that in Chicago, you're probably like, you know, like you probably are in the, you know, like in the area that gets picked on. Like you're not with the toughest crew in town, and so when you get on Clubhouse, when you know people get it, you're just like, listen, I have to take this shit in Chicago because these people are dangerous. I'm certainly not going to let any people in Clubhouse talk to me this way. That's what I do.
I'm definitely grew up in the toughest neighborhood there is. I'm in the south suburb. I'm not in Chicago. I'm in the south suburb.
The south side. South side Chicago.
No, not south side. No, suburbs. They are suburbs that are 10 minutes from Chicago. But I definitely grew up in the toughest suburb in the in the most respected and feared project there was. So
yeah, I don't know about that.
I mean, I don't have to prove it to you. I don't give a fuck what you believe.
Yeah, but if you ask somebody like who grew up in Chicago, it's like, what's the hardest part of Chicago?
All right, let's ask for public opinion here. You guys can vote in chat. If we were to schedule a sanctioned boxing match at a gym, who do you think would win, Hakima or Pepe? If they were to get in the ring and box each other, let's get the comments in the chat. Because I'd like to see this for many reasons, but I'm just curious who you guys think. JP, Pepe.
I would like to see it too. And of course, JB will take Pepe because he would lose 2 in a boxing match, or any other kind of match.
Hakima, listen. I believe that if it was like real warfare on the streets and like drive-bys were allowed, I think you do okay. But I don't think like the structured nature of pugilism in the middle of a ring, I don't think that's your thing.
So you don't know me. I would never participate in a drive-by. That's cowardly and stupid.
I was joking. Jesus.
I know, but I got it. Everyone don't know you're joking, so I gotta make that clear. And in the boxing match, I definitely been in the ring before. My father was one of the greatest martial artists in the world. So
Is Tamok is your dad?
No, Tamok know of my dad though. So now my dad, Tamok having nothing compared to my dad.
Who's your dad?
You're disgusting.
His name was Raymond Cooper. He's known in Ganga, Talona.
Raymond Cooper?
Yeah.
Raymond?
In Chicago. You can actually Google his name in Ganga, Talona. You can see videos of him on YouTube for sure.
You said Raymond?
You want to Google his videos, you got to Google his name in Ganga, Talona. I put the name in the chat.
Hakima.
Yeah.
You're not Hakima.
What did you say? Who is that?
You are. What's up? You said you heard an Israeli scholar said it's a genocide in Gaza. Do you have the name of the Israeli scholar, please?
I you don't see him today. I found it. His name start with an O. I'll find it. He was on CNN this morning.
Okay, thanks. Yuval Noah Harari? No.
Say it again.
There always was, is, and will be.
Yuval Noah Harari?
One day, 6, 7,000 people.
Okay.
Battle of the Green Towers. And now, my ears for teeth.
I need a vehicle.
There's nothing here. What are you going to buy?
He winch me down.
What are you going to do?
I've got a vehicle.
Isn't she wonderful?
The road will get smaller and farther away. Coming up.
There always was.
Is.
Thanks.
Universities asked, and there's 2 universities there. They only sent students back. So it was an isolated target event, and literally the murder was hired by one of the universities.
Sounds good.
Entrenched themselves into the higher echelons and networks of power systematically, intelligently, and became nodes, unremovable nodes in those networks where they're able to exercise and leverage all those international connections to basically move and shift major pieces on the board. And now you guys are crying and playing victim about the Jewish cabal and but it's like you can't really do anything because they're dominating you guys and making you bend the knee. All right, so you can't be a low IQ if you got billions of Muslims bending the knee, you got billions of Christians bending the knee and kissing the ring of a Jew. I just got to give it to the Jews. They're intellectually dominant. Right? They even got you guys. They're in the Middle East, surrounded on all fronts. Right? They were able to come and set up shops, establish nuclear capabilities, integrate American technology to build iron domes, and they keep these powerful Muslim nation states fighting and jockeying against each other, destroying the one ummah. And they got you guys bending the knee, kissing the Jewish uncircumcised penis, brother. Shame.
Holy fucking shit. This guy said uncircumcised penis. I have an uncircumcised dick too as well. Anyways, let me continue, brother. The point I'm trying to make is, brother, you're falling for the current history, right? You're falling for what's currently happening in the current world's events. If you take in the totality of the Jewish history and the world history, they probably have power, let's say 0.5% of the whole world history. They've only had power, I would say, within the last